when it is not the focus. Ooh, I've been so excited. We are so close to being done with this game. I can feel it. I feel like we've put almost all of the points together. I want to go back to the ship log just to confirm what all we know exactly. To, as I said, confirm everything that we know. That way we can make an informed decision on where to go next. I have some theories about where to go next. But I need to come up with some confirmations on where to go next. Also, this gorgeous theme song. Okay, I think it's time. Let's get into it. Can we beat the game today? That is the question. I forgot there's no sprint button. Alright, going to our ship log, I feel like we've done a pretty good roundabout job of getting most of these done. There's still something to see at the Southern Observatory. I don't know what's going on there, but I feel like we've unlocked everything that we need to. Yes, we went here and we found the Nomai coordinates marking the location of the Eye of the Universe. So we know that their test was successful. Activated a three-sided prism that be some sort of input device. And we found like a thing that we could grab there. It was a the impending death of the universe. Right, we knew that was coming. And it's been alluded to as well. I forget who was it. Was it one of the other space explorers had mentioned that there seemed to be a lot more supernova than normal, so it seems like all the stars are exploding and we don't know why, including our own. We know that we have to bring something here, and I believe that we learned that the thing we need to bring is an advanced warp drive. We know that the Ash Twins towers are designed to mimic the locations that they're supposed to go to. Yeah, from here. Each tower warps to a different planet. Each tower is designed to visually reflect its warp destination. The high energy lab. Yep, we did know a 22-minute negative time interval was possible. Yes, okay, so this is where we learned about it. So we learned from the high energy lab that they had created an advanced warp core to handle the Ash Twin project. So it seems like we would need to go to the Ash Twin project. The central chamber inside of Ash Twin was physically sealed off by an immensely thick protective shell. The Nomai planned to construct technology capable of producing a 22-minute negative time interval on Ash Twin, which is the length of one loop. One game loop is 22 minutes. Okay, so we still need to go to the Black Hole Forge. We know how to access the Black Hole Forge. We just need to successfully do it after I remember to actually raise the platform. So I think that's going to be our first order of business, is the Black Hole Forge. Sun Station, it didn't look like we could really go there because it just like burned up. Maybe there's a way to do this actually. Maybe it's one of those time-limited things, kind of like the Tower of Quantum Knowledge or whatever it was. No, it would have been over here. Yeah, the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. We could only access this once it was pulled off and sent into the black hole at the core of Brittle Hollow. So I wonder if Sun Station's one of those things where it's like, hey, the sun is growing over time, and so you only have like a very small window to access Sun Station and like do all the things you want to do there. I'm not too sure. Designs for each of the towers. Each tower warps to a different planet, although many Nomai were quick to note that the sun is not actually a planet. Each tower was designed to visually reflect its warp destination. Okay. We kind of followed up on that one last time, as I remember. There's still the statue workshop, an alternate, more dangerous route. Don't know how to do that just yet. Subsurface energy readings. I couldn't figure out how to get further into the interloper. Like, I made it down. I made it down to the, I made it through the fissure and through like a couple tunnels and things, but after that I just got stuck. So there's something more there. Alright, I think the first thing I want to do today is Sun Station, because that's right at the beginning of a loop. And then probably the Black Hole Forge would be next. And Black Hole Forge would probably have to be a second loop, I'm guessing. So let's do that. Off we go. Are these two coming closer? Yes, they're on the close side. Okay. Hello, Agnes Yono? Is that how you say your name? Welcome on in. Welcome on into the stream. How are you doing? Okay, it doesn't seem like the sand has started to flow just yet. So we might have a little time period here. Oh, there it goes. I don't know if we actually learned the reason that happens. How are you doing? Welcome on into the stream. Okay, and I believe, if I remember right, Sun Station was the first of the towers to be uncovered. So I want to be able to hit that one up as soon as possible. This one. Fine, just trying to do some painting while listening to my favorite game. Nice! Oh, you're an artist. That's awesome. What kind of painting do you do? Like watercolor, gouache, pastel? What's your jam? Also relearning controls because I've been away from this game for a week. Heaven forbid my short-term memory allowed me to remember such things properly. Look at it, so close, yet so far away. Door is not visible just yet. There's the old interloper, not an artist, want to find my paints and see if they're all usable. Fair. Wait, that's the side I can't access. Okay, here comes a sand pillar. Let's make sure we stay clear of that. I take it you've beaten this game then? Saw from the ship log that you've been busy. Out of curiosity, how long did it take you to figure out that tower on Brittle Hollow? I figured it out, I think, last stream. So probably about like 12 to 14 hours. And I think I found it by accident, if I'm being super honest. Oh, right, I forgot all the pricklies. Well, hey, coming in here right away does mean that we don't have to wait for the, sneak by there. Ow! Okay. We're gonna try to make it to Sun Station as fast as possible before we get burned. So it looks like Sun Station was actually, they were going to use Sun Station to basically collapse the star to supernova. Yeah, I think I found it kind of accidentally. I'll have to look back at it. Okay, here we go. Wait. Oh, there we go. Okay, now from what I remember, we gotta go quickly. We have very limited time here. eh, 281,042 years ago, no user commands received for 10 minutes, all systems entering sleep. Increased solar activity detected, Sun Station hull integrity approaching critical levels, closing emergency doors. How in the Can I reach that? No, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way. Okay. Gotta rethink that. We actually had enough. Yeah, right. Hello. Oh, so bright. Okay, so we gotta rethink how we're gonna get there a little bit. Wait. Hold on. That means the Sun Station was never activated. Because it said it went... The last command was that long ago, but it was never... Right? Unless they activated it then, but I don't know. I can't select Sun Station, can I? I feel like it'd be faster for me to just land on it, but that's so close to the sun. Nah, that's gotta be like impossible. I've come so close to landing on it before. You know the rules of this game if you've played it. No spoilers. Oh, hello, Quantum Moon. How are you doing? Crucially, not landing directly on the pole. Okay, so we figured out how to get to Sun Station's teleport pad. We have not figured how to get to Sun Station. I think this has landed on one of the towers. Let me move this. Or at least it's landed very close to one of the towers. Okay, so we do know that Sun Station is the first to pop up. Always talking to you about how they want to talk about Outer Wilds, but are not going to talk about... Exactly! There's only one other game that I can think of, or sorry, two other games. There's only two other games that I can think of where a community has been so rampantly dedicated, or feverishly, I would say feverishly, dedicated to not spoiling anything. The first is Tunic, which is actually the game I played before coming to Outer Wilds, and a lot of my friends and followers here on Twitch told me after I had played through Tunic and thoroughly enjoyed how the progression system worked in that game, that it's like, hey, you really should try Outer Wilds, like this really is your jam. And the other is Warframe. There is a very specific story beat in Warframe that, even though that part of the story was, was many, many years ago, the community still is extremely dedicated to not spoiling that portion of the story. Am I crazy? I feel like we should have seen this tower already. I don't feel like I waited that long. There it is. Just in time. I saw that prickly cactus. Alright, so we just gotta wait to get back to Sun Station. Okay, one teleport coming right up. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. So interesting, I actually had enough velocity to escape the sun's gravitational pull that time. I wonder if that tells me something about how I'm supposed to be doing this. I don't really know. But it sure did rocket me around, didn't it? I just realized I'm slowly being pulled in. Oh no. Well, this is unfortunate. Goodbye, cruel world. The only way that this would be, that I escape this, is if somehow I managed to get pulled by one of the twins. But that is not going to be the case. Oh, hi, Sun Station. Bye. Okay, maybe we leave this one alone for now. We'll chew on this one a little bit more, see if we can figure something else out. In the meantime, what we'll do is we'll do the other one that I wanted to do, which was Brittle Hollow. You. Alrighty. So we need to come in right over here on the ye olde ice cap. So it seems like pretty much everything that we want to still do is tied to Ash Twin at this point. So we made our way to the Brittle Hollow teleporter before, but we forgot to raise the Black Hole Forge last time. We will not make that mistake again. At least we'll try not to make that mistake again. Go. I still remember one time, I want to say one time, my ship got hit by one of those stupid lava balls off of Hollow's lantern. Okay. A little close for comfort. Hello, interloper. How are you doing? There's the gravity cannon. Alright. So back over to Ash Twin we go. This time not to the Sun Station. Yeah. The fact that you can actually lock on to Hollow's lantern makes me kind of wonder if there's something there. But I don't know. I'm just thinking, I'm like, I just need to know where Ember Twin is so I don't accidentally end up in the sand flow. There's the sand. Wait a second. Hold on. So that's Sun Station. This was the Ember Twin portal, and then the one that didn't work. But these are two. Yeah, because this one went to Ember Twin, and then this one didn't work properly. So there's probably something I need to activate for that. There's a teleporter on each planet, right? Yeah. And this bridge constantly goes downward. I wonder if they're in order. Yeah. I wonder if all of these are actually in order. Because Sun Station is the closest to the sun. And then this is a twin tower, right? This one goes to Ember Twin, which means that this one must be Ash Twin. But the teleporter's broken. I wonder if that teleporter is actually broken, or if I'm just missing something there. I'm probably missing. They never put this stuff in on accident. I'm probably missing something. We're gonna wait for the sand swell to come back through and check it out. This game doesn't have anything placed anywhere by accident. Yeah, because this is the one that goes to Ember Twin. I wonder if there is a way to take that portal. I'm not sure. So if I'm right, the next one should be the next planet in sequence, right? But it hasn't been uncovered yet. Here we go. The next planet in sequence would be Timberhearth. And this is the Timber... Yeah, okay. So these actually uncover in order based on their distance from the sun. Interesting. So that would mean the one after that would be Brittle Hollow, then Giant's Deep. And then I don't think there's one for Dark Bramble. Let's see what happens with the scout. I want to see if there's like a point where it actually like goes. It wasn't a scroll, right? I wonder if this is actually enough to keep me from getting sucked up by the sand flow. We'll see. If nothing else, this should be pretty funny when I get thrown out of the roof. Here it comes. There is! That's how you... The Ash Twin portal works. It 100% works. Oh my god, wait, what is this place? That's super cool. So this must, based on the position, this has got to be the Ash Twin core then. That's true. Oh my god. They even said, hold on, because they even said in the law, I want to say it was on Timberhearth, in the mines, they even specifically said that they had created a basically impenetrable shell to get to the core of Ash Twin, which means it's not a place that's accessible by, oh god, am I gonna run out in the middle of the sand swell? I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. They even said that they made it a super thick, impenetrable shell using the ores on Timberhearth. I don't remember how long each loop of the sand swell is. But we are burning daylight, literally. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Got it! Oh, come on now. You don't need to be doing that in the chat. Get out of here. Whoa. So this is the core of Ash Twin. This is the Ash Twin project. This is the room! 13 minutes, 4 seconds ago, received data from previous cycles. Mask receiving data from probe tracking module, Giant's Deep memory statue, Timberhearth memory statue. 9 minutes until end of cycle transmission. Masks receiving data from probe tracking module? So the Giant's Deep memory statue, that's gotta be the dude that's there, right? Because he's the only other one that has any knowledge of the time loop. But he's also the one that discovered the Nomai statue and brought it back, so that makes sense. So the Nomai statue opened up its eyes for him, and he's being recorded. Or they're being recorded, rather. Timberhearth memory statue, that's me. This is the projection pool that I saw on Timberhearth. And this was the room. So these are the 3 active oh. Interesting. So each of the Nomai statues is an active memory unit. Today we finished the excavation of Ash Twin. Oh my god, I just saw how many there were. Here in the space that we carved, we will craft our most ambitious project yet, the Ash Twin project, powerful enough to send information back in time. We also finished relocating all subterranean plants we met while digging. We'll need to keep our eyes on how significantly we've altered the environment here. How far we've come from our experiments at the High Energy Lab. I still can hardly believe that Rami's hypothesis was true. Poke just sent the warp core for the final tower to us from the Black Hole Forge. Now Ash Twin can be connected with Giant's Deep, where Cassava is working with Avens to craft the orbital probe cannon, where Phlox is sculpting the memory statues. Hypothesis, it was not by accident the core of our warp tower was the last to be forged. The cores could have been forged faster if Cassava had interrupted my work less more frequently. As for updates. The important part is that we are all now connected through Ash Twin now, and also that I'm no longer needed for mediating your disagreements. Our friends on Giant's Deep tested the orbital probe cannon today. Malo tells me the cannon is doing well and that Avens advocates for more launch power. If anyone can coax the maximum power from a device, Avens can. But then, if anyone can goad a device into exploding, that too is likely Avens. Perhaps I should check in with the orbital probe cannon crew in the interest of safety. Would it help to remind Avens that Malo, his love, will be one of the Nomai aboard the cannon, or is Malo part of the problem? Phlox and Daz finished the memory statues today. They are truly remarkable. When the Ash Twin project succeeds, or in the event it fails, the memory statues will activate, allowing us to gather more data before we shut down the project. Pi and Idea have worked hard on the Sun Station, and at last it is complete. If everything goes as planned, the structure will prompt the Sun's explosion, which will in turn supply the power the Ash Twin project requires. I'm impressed by their mental fortitude. This was the project's most difficult task in more ways than one. We're nearly ready to activate the Ash Twin project. Here's what will happen. First, the Sun Station will receive the order to fire at the Sun, prompting it to explode. Using the energy from the resulting supernova, the Ash Twin project will send the order for the orbital probe cannon to fire back in time by 22 minutes. Wait, for the orbital probe cannon to fire back in time? Exactly 22 minutes after these orders are received, the Sun Station will again trigger the supernova to send the probe data from this cannon launch back in time. In total, each cycle created by the Ash Twin project will last precisely 22 minutes. We can end this cycle at will. These words are difficult to write. I knew it! That's what I said! That's what I said! The Sun Station didn't work! Based on the little log entry, that would be impossible for a Sun Station to work. Suppose we redesign the Sun Station to generate power of that magnitude. A supernova is still our only viable option. This idea is easier expressed than accomplished. You can wait for the Sun to explode on its natural timeline if you prefer, Idea, but you will need to find some way to halt our aging process. I believe we can still find a way to create a supernova, my friend. Don't lose hope. However, this is the closest we've ever been. The Ash Twin project is theoretically sound. We're only unable to power it. Perhaps there is another way. We're halting our research into creating a supernova for this moment. A comet has newly arrived in the solar system. We're anxious to explore it. It's been a very long time since we last explored somewhere new, so we're excited to welcome this comet. Imagine what knowledge might be gained here. You did indeed know it. What this? Artificial gravity control. You're about to access the core while the Ash Twin project is active. Removing the core will disable the Ash Twin project. Wait a second. But if I do that, I die. Because I'm part of the memory network. I know what this looks like. I know exactly what this looks like. Okay, I think I got it. I think I've solved the game now. I think I can solve the game. Oh my god, we're actually going to finish the game today. I can feel it. I have good news, Yara. The advanced warp core is ready to be installed in the central chamber of Ash Twin. I'm intrigued, love. Everyone here working on the Ash Twin project is excited to see it. No, it isn't. Is everything well at the forge? The core's durability could still be improved. I need more time. Don't worry, love. Poke is only nervous. The core is extraordinary, and her design work is beautifully clever. Ignore her, Yara. The core is finished, and if my sister tells you otherwise, then she will be finished as well. My gratitude for the latest shipment, Wayno. This ore should be the last we will need for the Ash Twin project. Once we finish the shell that seals off the central chamber, we'll check to ensure there are no longer any physical entrances. Rami and I will be checking the interior and then the exterior for cracks, our final safety check. This is exciting news! Can I offer an extra set of eyes for this final check, specifically mine? If my work here is complete, I'd be delighted to help. We'd be grateful if you would. The more eyes, the better, as the smallest flaw or opening in the shell that protects the Ash Twin project could lead to disaster, which is why they had to use a teleporter. That's why they had to use a teleporter instead. Yep, and this is looking at the pool at the Black Hole Forge. Co-workers and family, right? Yeah. They were all a very close-knit family. I don't know how much time I have, but I want to try to make it to the Brittle Hollow. The Brittle Hollow one next. I think I can still get it in this cycle. There's Sandswell. So if I'm right, this one should be Timberhearth. Well, we did see that this one was Timberhearth already. Don't want to accidentally teleport. And if my theory is correct, the next one should be Brittle Hollow. Yeah, okay, these are in order of proximity to the sun. Because this is the Brittle Hollow teleporter. Each one looks like its specific area. Sun is getting quite close. I'm hoping we actually have an opportunity and we just don't just burn. All right, here we go. I'm going to not make a crucial mistake that I made last time, which is to jump. No jumpings. There's a Nomai statue here. So this was the one for Brittle Hollow. Where am I taking this first black hole core? And where am I taking the remaining cores once they're ready? All of the warp towers are being constructed on Ash Twin, so the black hole cores will go there. My gratitude. In that case, Poke, Clary. I'm leaving for delivery. I'll send Yarrow your regards. Poke, I'll return to the forge shortly. I'm going to catch up to Root and help him deliver the first core to Ash Twin, just to make sure Yarrow receives it. Of course you are. The white hole cores are for the warp receivers. Each of the 6 receivers are being constructed at different locations, so those deliveries will be a greater pain in your cervical spine. The tower designs in the High Energy Lab on Ember Twin reveal each receiver's location. Ask Yarrow, he's familiar with them. Regarding the warp towers on Ash Twin, does each tower have to be perfectly aligned with the center of the astral body to which it's tuned? I enjoy precision as much as the next Nomai, but if, for example, a tower's base were to shift even slightly, that tower might no longer align to its astral body. More accurately, I enjoy precision as much as the next Nomai, provided the next Nomai is not Poke. We don't need the alignment angle to be exact, it only needs to be within 5 degrees of the astral body's center. Of note, this gives us a slightly longer warp window. I imagine this window will last roughly several seconds. So this was the clue to get into Ash Twin. Because the window lasts for several seconds, as soon as it opens, you can make a run for it. As such, any Nomai stepping onto the warp platform during the active window will be immediately warped. We'll need to be careful around the platform for the duration of the time it's active to avoid accidental transportation. And this must be talking about the current angle set. Looks like we're out of time on this loop. We're gonna have to speed read. Of note, Yarrow believes he spotted a flaw in the warp tower designs, namely that one of the warp towers on Ash Twin will never activate because its warp receiver will never align overhead. Does your romantic interest think a receiver is its receiver? Does he not know that a warp tower always aligns with the center of its corresponding astral body? That isn't an unreasonable belief, given the receiver does have to be located on the relevant. I seem to recall that your understanding of warp technology. He likely doesn't realize the Hourglass twins are so close together they function as a single astral body with a shared alignment point between them. They're a binary system, so the center of the astral body is technically the centroid of the two, the gravitational center point of the two planets. Okay. And that's what allows the Ash Twin receiver to function properly. Alright, well, it was nice knowing y'all, but I believe it is time for me to go. Got it! I got the whole thing! Ha! You never take me alive! Okay, I think we know how to beat the game. Wait, we were that close this entire time? We were actually that close this entire time. Okay, so here's what I gotta do. I think I know this. And I hate this. Okay, good. Okay. Here's what we know. I can see very quickly why people who saw me get so excited about Tunic and the fact that it is another game that is based around knowledge checking, knowledge progression instead. Although Tunic does have some mechanical progression as well. It is more based around knowledge progression, in order to get the full game experience. Okay, so if I understand this right, the reason I was so excited when I saw the warp core, that is the same shape as the warp core on the vessel in Dark Bramble. So that means in one 22-minute cycle, I have to enter the Ash Twin project, get the warp core, get over to Dark Bramble, successfully navigate Dark Bramble, get to the vessel, yeah. So I need to successfully navigate Dark Bramble, get to the vessel, install the warp core, and then figure it out from there. The problem is that in removing the warp core disables the memory statues. So if I understand that right, that means that as long as that is true, my ship log technically wouldn't update because I would just die. I wouldn't be reset back in time. And that would also be true of my counterpart out on Titan. Or Titan's Depths, or Titan's Reach, whatever it was. Have I missed anything? I think that's what I have to do. Okay, I'm going to do a practice run for Dark Bramble, which means opening up the clock app on my phone. Oh, phone, what are you doing? Hold on. Okay. All right, phone app at the ready. I need to know how long it actually takes me to navigate Dark Bramble and reach the vessel. Okay, a hollowed out chamber inside Ash Twin, the energy cables from the surface that are plugged into a protective casing at the center of the planet. There are 8 monoliths with Nomai masks attached. 3 of the masks are actively receiving... Daddy! Hello! Thank you very much for the 41 months, friend. How are you doing? Welcome on in. The Ash Twin module... What? The Ash Twin project was designed to use the energy from a supernova triggered by the Sun Station to send probe data from the orbital probe cannon 22 minutes into the past. The Sun Station did not work. Although the Ash Twin project was theoretically sound, the Nomai were unable to power it. There is an advanced warp core inside the protective casing at the center of the planet. Removing the core will disable the Ash Twin project. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I think we might finish the game today. I'm pretty sure we will. The diagram depicting the alignment angle between a warp tower and its corresponding astral body. Warp tower alignment angles are not exact. They only need to be within 5 degrees of the astral body center. This results in slightly longer warp windows that last roughly several seconds. Anyone stepping onto the warp platform during the active window would be immediately warped. This was the clue for Ash Twin. How's the new job, by the way? How are you doing? A warp tower's alignment point is not its warp receiver. Rather, a warp tower always aligns to the center of the corresponding astral body. The warp tower must be located on or in close orbit around the relevant astral body. The Hourglass Twins are so close together they function as a single astral body with a shared alignment point between them. All of the warp towers were being constructed on Ash Twin, while the 6 warp receivers were being constructed at different locations. A Nomai named Poke successfully forged an advanced warp core for the Ash Twin project. Okay, I think that's all of the new stuff. Still adjusting, but we'll get there. New game we're working on is cool. Nice, nice. Happy to hear it. Okay, so we're probably gonna make 1 or 2 forays into Dark Bramble, because I need to understand how long it takes me to actually get to the Bramble, or through the Bramble, rather. Okay, timer started. It's this one. Be lurking mostly? Yep, no sweat. Enjoy your lurks. When you have infinite lives, you may as well do practice runs. Of course they would put this in the Bramble. We know a cycle is 22 minutes, and it takes a certain amount of time for Ash Tower to appear. So that's going to be a hard limiter on the amount of time. Well, that's an even harder limiter on the amount of time that I have available. Okay. So we make it to here. Suits on. And we have to follow this path. Because here's the thing, right? We've been to the vessel before. I know that we can make it there. The problem is to do with the time limiter that's going to be put in place on us by not having by having to wait to get into the Ash Twin project. So if that's going to take, like, 7-8 minutes at least for us to get in there. Wait, hold on. What? Oh, there we go. Can't really be afforded to losing time like this. Perfect. Okay, at least it seems like in here I can freely just hit my thrusters, so I don't need to worry about dudes, anglers. And then this is the chamber that really sucks. Yes, there do be fish. How? How? Did I actually hit 2 pips of thrust? I didn't think I did. I guess so. All right, we try again. I actually wonder if I even need to go to that. I could probably save a ton of time if I learned how to reach the vessel without using the escape pod first. Because the first time I made it to the vessel, that's exactly what happened. I had gotten there without going to the escape pod. Sheer dumb luck. I had fired my scout through, and it just fired it in random directions, and I eventually got to go through the one that went to the vessel. Starting the timer. Okay, but real talk, how many solved by luck puzzles have I done? Solved some out of order through intuition. Definitely solved a couple by luck, for sure. I'm not gonna deny that. But I feel like a good amount of these were not by luck. Like the Ash Twin Project one, I mean, I specifically wanted to find out, so I put a probe on it. I'm not gonna deny the luck. The tower is the big one that I remember. I want to say that I've solved the tower because I was in the tower when it fell through. One of the two. Either that or I was floating out in space because I'd fallen into the black hole, and then a little bit later the tower came through. Something like that. But I will concede that one. That one was pretty lucky. I will absolutely concede that one. I tell you what it was. It was probably rolling. Yeesh. I will say the Ash Twin Power one is definitely tougher. As the puzzles in this game are concerned, it's definitely one of the harder puzzles. But I think the key there was actually the knowledge you get from going to the Black Hole Forge. Okay, I forget how I figured out where to go from here. I want to just say it was like this direction. But yeah, I'd fired my probe through the dark bramble, and I think I just happened to hit the correct direction. I don't remember. I'd have to actually go back through the VODs and see how I figured out how to get here. Yeah, because this one I'm definitely lost now. Because if I remember right, the vessel's seed doesn't emit a white light. I just went to 2 pips and didn't get chased. These guys actually do have limited hearing range. That could be useful. Hello. Is this it? That's fair. That is fair on the redactions. By the way, this is definitely not correct. I went through a completely random seed. All right, at this time I've burned way too much time. So I think we'll go ahead and do a loop reset. Yeah, I'm in an infinite loop. Okay. We'll do a quick reset on the loop. Unfortunately, I did not get so lucky twice. No, funny enough, if you ever go watch like the previous VODs, I reach the vessel, and then I just don't see the way inside, and I like go around it for a little bit, and eventually the loop resets. It's so dumb. Still haven't solved the mysteries of Sun Station. Oh, hi, Quantum Moon. We did the Quantum Moon last time and did all of the puzzles and stuff associated with that. That was a lot of fun. I did need a small hint once I was starting to talk to Solanum, but other than that, I managed to do Quantum Moon on my own. Okay, timer is started. So it's the light on the right side here. I did! I made a friend. I talked to Solanum. And I managed to actually get the reset all the way out there. That was really cool. I was curious because it's like technically I'm beyond, you know, the solar system and everything. I was curious what the reset was going to be, but yes, we did get the full reset over there. We completed, I believe, every conversation possible. That was really cool. I needed a hint. Chat gave me a hint. Specifically to, I reached Solanum completely on my own, right? No hints or anything. And then I couldn't figure out how to actually talk to Solanum. And so chat gave me a hint. It's like, hey, where else have you seen two stones like that real close together? I'm like, oh my god, it's like one of the projection pools. Okay, it seems like this first warp we can actually go at a pretty decent clip. It's amazing how the Dark Bramble can make you as a player also try to be silent. Exactly. I heard a lot of people say that watching a Quiet Place in theaters was very, very similar, where they felt like they had to be silent themselves. Bingo. Hardest part of it, right here. Oh god, they've changed positions. So really, it's like, if you can make it past those 3 at the beginning of this section, that's the most crucial part of it. Okay. And then there's no fish in the vessel chamber. So then also trying to keep in mind... Okay, so that took me 10 minutes to navigate. So that's going to be 10 minutes plus, you know... 10 minutes plus waiting to get into the Ash Twin and do all the stuff that needs to be done there. So we're gonna come over here. We're gonna come this way. And then we need to do what? This didn't do anything last time, either. Okay, so this was the warp core. This is what clued me in that we were in the correct location, because we picked up a warp core last time. Okay, and then there's this puzzle, which I don't know yet. But it seems like we're supposed to... It seems like we're supposed to make something... Okay, I'm sure I'll try to figure this one out once we get there. But it seems like that's what's got to be done. I think I already completed all of the, like, dialogue stuff over here on the vessel. Clearly the universe is dying. There are fewer and fewer resources in safe place within space now. For all clans to stay together. If we can reach the gloaming galaxy, we found that black rock suns are fairly stable. For to continue exploring alone, no, you will be on your own. Kenna, we're making our way to you. It's good to hear from you, Bromy. We'll watch for your vessels. Anyone heard from Neem? So they're trying to make their way back to the vessel. Be extremely cautious of potentially unstable stars, which is most of them now. So we still don't know what caused all of the stars to go unstable. Okay, but it seems like that's going to be the next step then, is I need to bring the warp core over here, solve whatever puzzle this is, which I'm sure we'll figure something out, and then go from there. I wonder if once we solve whatever puzzle that is, then this thing will activate. Okay. Let's go ahead and fire up a new loop. 22 minutes is our max time, and I don't know how long we need to wait in order to be able to access. I think it's time we make the attempt. This is it, guys. I think we're gonna try it. I mean, we don't need to hurry too much. We're kind of hard limited by how long it takes for Ash Twin to empty to the point where we can access it. I just really hope that whatever clue leads us to complete that puzzle isn't something that we uncover from Sun Station, because that would be tragic. So we got a little bit of waiting time to do. Sandstream should start soon. I should have started my stopwatch at the start of this run. That way I knew how long it would take to get into Ash Twin. Alright, the drainings have begun. So yes, we have a little bit of time because we need to drain past the Sun Station Tower and then down to the Ash and Ember Twin Tower. Isn't there a button to be able to, like, free look? Thought there was for some reason. Oh, it is. Okay. It's down air. It's down. I just wasn't expecting it to be on the D-pad. Do, 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 do. At least we don't have to navigate all the pricklies this time, since we're just doing Ash Twin. But man, you lose a lot of time waiting for this. Like, there's a legitimate time pressure because of how long you have to wait. Okay, there we go. There's Sun Station. I want to park my ship as close as I can get it to High Quantum Moon. There's my tower. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the ship right about here. So that should be completely safe. Okay, the upper part of the tower is open. I don't know if it's actually going to be open in time on the lower part. I mean, 22 minutes is still a decent amount of time. And now I'm not going to be spending any time actually reading all of the stuff that comes before, right? So, you know, that is a more reasonable amount of time to get there, but dang, like, even if I'm losing 6 minutes, right? 6 minutes off of 22 is almost, it's more than a quarter of your time that you're missing out on. Bye, Quantum Moon. Okay, at least I can head to the alcove now. Okay, we're ready to make our run for it. Here it comes. Made it. I like how the music changes too. Oh wow, it's playing this music. It's like a variant of the music that plays when you're I blew out anybody's eardrums. Because I'm Lulu. Welcome on into the stream. How are you all doing? Thank you all so much for coming in on the raid. I appreciate you. What were you doing? What were you streaming? Gonna give you... Did I spell it wrong? Ah, I missed a thing. You're streaming some Outer Wilds 2? Nice. How far in are you? Just as a huge spoiler warning, I am just about at the end of my playthrough, I think. I think you beat the game in DLC. Nice! Nice. I just picked up the Warp Core, the Advanced Warp Core. Oh, you're speed running. Oh, that's awesome. I've never actually seen an Outer Wilds speed run, and I've wanted to. I've wanted to for a long time, and I think this is going to be the... this was the big thing, is I did not want to see a speed run of the game until I had beaten the game. Normally, I don't really care much for spoilers, but given the nature of what this game is... but that's awesome. How are you doing on the speedruns, by the way? Do you get any good, any new PBs? Anything like that? Touched a fishy, which you might guess what it is, but no PBS today. Touched a fishy as in, like, you know, hit the anglers? That doesn't seem too healthy for you. Got close though. Nice. Get digested. Yeah, okay, yeah. I wonder if it's actually more time efficient. Assuming I'm unsuccessful this run, I wonder if it is actually more time efficient for me to come to this escape pod, send out my scout beacon, and then attempt to and then leave Dark Bramble, go to Ash Twin, and then come back and go straight to the vessel. If I run out of time, I wonder if that's the play. Either way, you have to go eat. Hey, not a problem at all. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it, and thank you for sharing your community with me. And thank you for the follow. Welcome on into the Silent Flight. I do hope you enjoy flying with us. Enjoy your foods. Oh god, I think I came in from a different angle of Dark Bramble. Everything's like flipped around a little bit. this way. Got it. Perfect. Okay, now, toughest part of the whole thing. Getting past these 3 fish. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. God, you guys can't see it, but my heart is freaking pounding right now. Adding the music does not help. Breathe, Ravi. Breathe. It really is so nerve-wracking. All right, we are out of here. This is it. We don't have a lot of time, so we gotta get moving. Double checking, spacesuit on. Warp core in hand. Oh, gravity. I think we need to do whatever this is next. Oh shit! It came up with coordinates. Guys, it appeared down here in the bottom left. That's exactly what this is. This is easy. I just need a map. I just need to create this coordinate puzzle. I just need to make the shapes. Boom. 2. 2, 3. Across. 2, 3. Okay, now how do I activate it? Probably bring the ball over here. Is there a button I press? Shit! I think this is it. This is the eye, right? Whoa. That's the quantum moon, which we know the 6th position of the quantum moon is over here by the eye. Alright, well, we made it to the eye of the universe. Now what? Will this door open? No? This is all the same. What happens if I move this over here now? Aha! Whoa. Oh, we are on the eye. Okay. There's the vessel. This is so cool. Unable to pinpoint location. Yeah, I figured. We're not in the solar system anymore. There's like other star systems and things. Am I supposed to be walking into that giant storm? Because it feels like that's where I'm supposed to be going. Maybe this doesn't actually. Oh, no. Oh. Quantum phenomena happening all over the place, of course, of course. Ah! Yeesh. I'm just gonna try to make it to the South Pole. It seems to me like that happened with the Quantum Moon too, where the poles seem to be like special locations. And we started on the north. So it makes sense to try to go for the south. There is indeed something here in the south. Hopefully that storm does not just whisk me away. Ooh. Yeah, because this is what the sky of the Quantum Moon looked like as well on the South Pole. Oh, I can walk this. Okay, then. I'm guessing I'm supposed to be going... Oh, I think I am supposed to be going through the giant hole. Ooh. What in the hell? What in the cosmic horror shenanigans? Oh. Outer Wilds Ventures was founded by Feldspar, Gosan, Slate, and Hornfels to explore a solar system at the end of the universe. That's not how that read before. The Nomai never got to see it for themselves, but thanks to their efforts and technology, a Hearthian was able to reach the eye of the universe. All right. Okay. Note taken, do not leave. You were not allowed. At the end of its lifespan, our sun collapsed under its own gravity and then exploded in a violent supernova. The Nomai who came to our solar system were following a signal from the eye of the universe. We never figured out how they died. I wonder if that's trying to say something like, oh, that's something that you missed. Of all the life forms who perish in the oncoming death of the universe, we will miss the anglerfish the least. Yeah, because I never did figure out how the Nomai died. Hornfels observations. This is incredible. At first I thought the points of light in this image were stars, but they're not. They're galaxies. And this image just covers a tiny patch of the whole sky, which means the universe contains at least 1,000 times more galaxies than we previously imagined. I think I need to sit down. This is odd. According to my redshift calculations, every single galaxy in this image is moving away from us. This is true. Not only are they technically, if you want to talk to real life, not only, and I think I mentioned this on the very, very first Outer Wild stream, not only are they moving away from us, but they increase at a speed relative to Hubble's parameter. Which is it's not really a constant. It's a constant at a given time. In fact, the further away everything is, the faster away it appears to be moving away. It's almost as if the entire universe is expanding. But if that's true, was everything closer together in the past? And how far back can we extrapolate? Did the universe have a beginning? And there you have it, the introduction of Big Bang, the Big Bang Theory. Oh, wow. Oh. Are these all stars that are going supernova? Oh, I'm like navigating this. Okay. Observing a sea of stars. Wait, this is a forest. Whoa. Yeah, it seems like it really was like the heat death of the universe, but this is gorgeous. Look at this. Wow. I mean, this just looks like something out of like a fantasy world. Uh-oh, did I just blow up a galaxy? I hope I didn't just blow up a galaxy. What's this one out here? Oh, it just faded away. Oh shit, they're all fading. I think we are witnessing the death of the universe. The heat death of the universe. Although, much faster than we would have ever expected it to. Well, that went from really beautiful to really sad. Oh. We have some quantum phenomena going on. Unidentified signal nearby. On the Outer Wilds frequency? Oh, it's me. Alright. That wasn't freaky at all. It's getting smaller and smaller, this tree. Why? It turned into a campfire. Well, I guess that's all that's left, is to roast a marshmallow. Here at the end of the universe, all you can really do is eat some marshmallows. Some perfectly cooked mallow. I love that this is just like a recurring thing in Outer Wilds. Can I light the branch on fire and turn it into like a torch? No. I'm kind of curious if it's going to give me like a stat screen at the end for how many lives it took. Oh, we have a chair. Hey, wait a second. This is yeah, this dude, the dude on Esker, the dude on Adlerock. Also, can I just say, I don't think I mentioned this before, but I love how every single person's name, all of the explorers' names are some type of geological, they're like types of rocks. Because you have Esker, Rybold, Nice. Nice or Nice, I guess, depending on where you're from. And I'm blanking out on the others, but they're all different types of rock. Need to realize they have a wonderful marketing opportunity. Do you hear music? Do I hear music? Are we finding our companions out here? Here he is, just chilling in the Hanging City. Yeah, I have a passing interest in geology, but yeah, I did notice that Slate was the first one I noticed, obviously, but after that I noticed Gneiss was one as well, and I'm like, wait a second, both of those are types of rocks, and then it kind of hit me that it's like, oh wait, these are all different types of rocks. Buddy, can't seem to do much in there. I do hear music. I see the banjo. And feldspar. I know feldspar was a type of rock as well. I see it, but how do I reach his banjo? I don't get it. There's no other signals. Oh, there we go. Just had to wait. Love quantum phenomena. Definitely isn't this sort of setting for a horror game. Hey, Ryback, yeah. About the Know My Names, which I didn't catch. I'll have to take a look at them again. It's not quite time yet. I'm pretty sure we'll need others for this next part. We'll need, you know, everyone. No rush, take your time. Might not even exist here. Oh, everybody. That's it then. We're gonna collect all of the travelers. We gotta get feldspar first. Come on. Feldspar and there. I did not need this. I did not need this. I did not need this. Game? That is very rude. I was told that all the anglerfish were dead. How dare you? Aw, little jellies. Because he taught us how to get away from the... I know! This is so rude. Alright, so does that mean feldspar is here now? Yep, there he is. Hatchling, you found me. Nice to have company around a campfire, isn't it? Go on, get the others. Wouldn't want them to miss out. Well, we gotta go with my favorite instrument next. What's up, dudes? Although I don't recall there being a piano in the original. Hello? Wait, what the heck? Am I supposed to, like, take a position among them? Praise the sun? Oh, they're reaching for the sun. The Nomai. It's a Nomai shuttle. I don't know if I want to do this one yet. I hope I didn't accidentally just screw something up. All good? Okay, good. Whew. Solanum's here. She made it. Hypothesis. Everybody must be here before we can begin. Once they arrive, I believe we'll be ready for the next step. I'm glad you remembered me. How could I forget you? Madame, you were amazing up there. Alright, next we gotta get our bass harmony. The Quiet Shade. Across Old Bark. In the ancient glade, it's always dark. Oh, let's not fly away. Back down to Earth we go, or whatever the heck this is. And last but not least, we gotta get our rhythm. Are these supposed to be like the little things from Brittle Hollow's Moon? Do we get it? I don't think so. Doesn't seem like it. Yep, so now we have Gabbro. Yep. That's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to observe from a distance, the telescope was telling me. Alright, that should be the whole crew. Gabbro, Feldspar, Esker. We just don't have the prof. A conscious observer has entered the eye. I wonder what happens now. Is it time to find out? Let's do it. This song is new to me, but I am honored to be a part of it. Solanum has the best instrument by far. I'm gonna turn this up. Such a gorgeous tune. Let's get our rhythm on next. Shall I begin? Yes. Can't wait to play with the whole group again. Can I start? I love hers. Hers is so, like, peaceful to listen to. Alright, let's get our bass on, Feldspar. Or the harmonica, right. Gabbro, you're our brass. And Rybeck, take it home. fancy. Solanum? I believe we've reached the end of our journey. All that remains is to collapse the innumerable possibilities before us. Are you ready to learn what comes next? I admire your curiosity, friend. Let's find out together. Oh, I see, because we're in a quantum state, so we have to collapse the quantum wave function. And the only way to do that is to observe it. Yep, the only way to do that is to observe. Oh, shit. That was loud. Are we witnessing the birth of a new universe then? I think we are. We just witnessed the birth of a new universe. Fan joke, this is the loudest noise ever created. I wouldn't put it past him. That is quite loud. And there we did. We did it. Oh, of course. I would never skip the credits on this game. Oh, what an absolutely beautiful game. And it really holds true, even more so than Tunic, to the this is a game that is gated by knowledge. You could do literally everything in the game from the moment that you got the launch codes to your ship. You could do literally everything in the game from the moment you got the launch codes. Like, Tunic had some Metroidvania to it. You had to unlock certain skills in order to progress. But this? No, you had everything from the first 15 minutes of the game. I don't even think I need to, I don't think I even need to really, I don't think I even really need to, like, wait and digest this one. I think this game is just a perfect 10. Like, there's obviously minor things that I could say, but, like, nothing that would ever detract this from a literal perfect 10 of a game. Whew. Mobius, you've really outdid yourself on this one. I don't know. I'm at some point in the future, I'm gonna have to actually, like, go through and kind of, like, populate all of the games I've played on stream. So I've been streaming since what, 2018, 2017, something like that. Oh, this was a crowd-funded game too. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is a crowd-funded game. Wow. This has to be like the pinnacle of crowd-funded games. Some questions you asked earlier. Oh, sorry, let's go before that. Speed runs about 8 minutes. You think, oh wow, that is very fast. It's a beautiful game. You can't play it twice, but somehow every person who plays it gets a different experience on the journey. And even after years, it really doesn't get old at all. I can't imagine it does. Some questions you asked about earlier, which now I can answer without spoilers, and nothing to spoil if you want to explore more. The game doesn't tell you how many Loop's deaths you took in the credits, but there's a way to figure it out prior to going to the Eye. Okay. Your instinct that the museum at the Eye is more filled out if your ship log is more filled out is correct. Whether you choose to know more lore or have a better understanding of the universe is up to you. Gonna go back into silence. Sorry, I just saw all of the other like credit things that they added. Dedications. Yeah, because it seems like the big thing that I'm missing is the 14.3 billion years later. About the current age of the universe. And look at that. We have a whole new universe. New planets, new stars. Is that a Dyson sphere forming? And once again, a forest. And a campfire. With new beings! Oh, look at them! Look at those little dudes out there. And a scout probe, of course. And that's it. That's the game. Oh, that's because I launched it while I was at the Eye. That's hilarious. Oh, and now look at that. It doesn't say resume expedition anymore. It says load previous save. You know a game is really good? When I know sometime far in the future, I'm going to hear this song or the credits song, and it's gonna make me emotional. Because I now have 15 hours worth of very strong memory associated with this game. Yeah, 100% this game is gonna go down in my personal, like, top 10 list ever. And I don't even think recency bias has anything to do with it. I think it legitimately just is a top 10 of games I have ever played. All right. Like, I don't even think it's too much of a stretch to say that it's a top 10 for games I've ever played. I feel like, if anything, it might be like top 5 or even higher. But much like Outer Wilds, much like all things in life, it does need to come to an end. And there's a quote from ancient Roman times. It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. And I know that in that quote, the philosopher in question was talking about people and relationships, but man, this game makes the case for itself, doesn't it? We actually had a scary moment in this game. I think it might have been at the end of my second stream, or maybe the end of my third stream of this game. My computer recently has been blue screening occasionally, and there was one day it blue screened while I was playing Outer Wilds, and so I restarted my stream and came back in, and when I came back in, my save file was gone. And I was like sweating. I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna have to go through like 6 to 8 hours of content and retrace all of my steps for everything that I've done so far? Because of course I wanted to pick up right where I left off. I didn't want to accidentally discover something new without it being recorded. And yeah, I was sweating bullets for a hot minute. But thankfully, off stream, I did discover a way to restore my save file. The game thankfully keeps backups of your saves. So all I had to do was create a new expedition, give it a name, and then replace all of the files inside that save file with the old one, and everything worked fine, thankfully. But good God, that was scary. And with that, it's done. The game is finally complete. I gotta go find that Outer Wilds credit song. Okay, it's just called 14.3 billion years. Ooh, let me turn that down. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on with it. I built this computer several years back. I think 2020 I built this, so it's not super old. But yeah, definitely gave me a bit of a scare there. I don't know, I almost feel like I'm like at peace. Like, the song would be so easy to play too. It's just in C major, and it modes to G, A minor, and F. This new universe song, it takes each theme from the universe you played it and restructures it and creates a whole new universe, right? Yeah. Because of course, you know, you hear the Timber Heart stuff, you hear the Adel Rock stuff. Yeah. That is true, I never realized it. This is true. I do still have the DLC. I will probably end up going for the DLC at some point in the future. But I think for now, I just want to let this one, let it rest. Also, Prop, welcome on into the stream. First time chatter, welcome on in. After letting the main sync for a week or two. Alrighty, I will definitely check that out then. Yeah. I feel like it's just one of those games that, like, I could just go straight into the DLC, but it's like, it's just hit such a nice finality of conclusion that I was like, I don't want that experience. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think the DLC is gonna be bad by any means. If it's made by these devs, I doubt it could be bad. But yeah, it's like it's such a nice tight completion for the game that I don't I want to let this experience marinate a little bit and just savor it for a little bit longer. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me, guys. I don't think I want to start anything else today. This experience really deserves to be kind of its own thing. Prop, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on into the Silent Flight. I do hope you enjoy flying with us. Oh, if you play the DLC, if I want to play the DLC, you suggest that I should finish exploring the Interloper. Okay, gotcha. You got me thinking. I think I know what's in the Interloper. I think I have a theory about the Interloper. Okay. Do you guys want to hear my theory about the Interloper? You don't have to confirm whether I'm right or wrong on it, but I think I know. I think I've managed to put the puzzle pieces together on this one without going into it. Although I will for the sake of the game. Music is gonna make you cry again. Well, thankfully the music is right about done. Okay, my theory... Thank you, okay. My theory about the Interloper... Okay, so here's what we know about the Interloper so far, from my journey. So we know that they launched from Ember... We know that they launched from Ember Twin on the Nomai shuttle, because that's where the shuttle recalls to when you activate the Gravity Cannon's recall function. We know that that's the frozen shuttle that's on the backside of the Interloper. We went into the fissure, we messed around. The big thing about the Interloper was that there's a ton of ghost matter in the Interloper. And I had to like send the scout down different paths to try to figure out what the correct tube and things were. And then I kind of reached an impasse that I couldn't go any further. But there was a memory day recording thingamajig that told us that they had come here specifically to investigate all of the different readings that they found on the Interloper, and that there was strange readings that they had never seen before, and so I sent my scout into one of the tubes to head all the way to the center of the Interloper. And I discovered the core of the Interloper, if you will, the shell. I don't know what you call it. And it looked like it had been blasted wide open, and the entire interior was covered in like the ghost matter crystals. Now, given that there is a bunch of ghost matter on the Interloper itself, I'm just making sure I put these puzzle pieces. Yeah. So, given that there's a bunch of ghost matter on the Interloper itself, and given that they specifically had gone down there to investigate those readings, and it looks like a freaking explosion went off on the inside, my guess, and given that the only exhibit that we did not clear in the end was how the Nomai died, like how all of the Nomai perished, my guess is that when the interloper went close to the sun at some point, its shell had exploded, and its shell had exploded. Or no, its shell had exploded, and at some point when it went close to the sun, the fissure opened up and released all of the ghost matter. I have no idea how that would cause all of the Nomai to die, other than it's super toxic or something. It like messes with you. But that would explain why there's a ton of ghost matter on the interloper, and sporadic instances of ghost matter everywhere else in the solar system. But there was no ghost matter on the quantum moon, because the quantum moon is a part of the eye, which is outside of the solar system. It would also explain, probably, why the further out you get, there's less and less ghost matter. Titan Depths only had, or Titan's Reach, whatever it's called, only had one island, I think, that had ghost matter on it. Timber Hearth had sections with ghost matter on it. Dark Bramble didn't have any ghost matter present at all. Granted, I mean, that's a kind of a space-only place, but still, it had no ghost matter whatsoever. And the majority of the ghost matter that you could find was towards the middle. It was towards Ember Twin. Ember Twin had a ton of ghost matter on it. There were those caves and everything that you had to navigate that had a bunch of ghost matter on them. And Brittle Hollow also had a decent amount of ghost matter on it too. So that's my theory, is that the interloper is responsible for the release of ghost matter into the solar system through the repeated fissure, through the repeated sealing and unsealing of the core, eventually causing it to explode, releasing ghost matter. Because the probe, when it was in the core, like the entire, from the pictures, like all of the surfaces were covered in the crystals, but the crystals themselves did not have any of the ghost matter present, which we have seen multiple times, both in the Hanging City, mainly in the Hanging City and on the interloper itself, that there were passages where there were crystals, but no ghost matter present. So that's my theory. I can't wait to find out what the actual response is, because that is probably completely incorrect, and because that's a bit out there now that I think about it. That is actually very out there. I don't know. I guess that's what happens when you don't have all the pieces. So yeah, I will definitely have to go in and see what the actual story with the interloper is. But the only reason I'm suspecting that to be the cause of the death of the Nomai is because that's the only location I think that I can travel to that I haven't completed. Like, I've been to all of the other places, or sorry, not that. I've been to all of the other places. I believe I've been to all of the other places that you can travel to. And like seen different things. Obviously I haven't 100%ed the entire thing, but that is the only location that it makes any attempt to explain ghost matter. Ghost matter is super toxic or super radiative. I don't know what it is, but it apparently messes you up. I actually have not died to ghost matter yet. Knocking on wood. And yeah. That's the only other thing I can think of, because the only other theories that I have regarding how the Nomai died is, number one, no, I have not died to ghost matter at all in this playthrough. Because every time I see the crystals or see the thing, the first thing I do is whip out the scope, and I'm just like, where's the safe spot? That is literally me every time I saw the crystals, and as a result, I have never died of ghost matter. When I got on the interloper, I didn't die to ghost matter. I died because the interloper entered the sun. So yeah, that was the end of that playthrough. That run. But as I said, I did manage to explore down to the point where the next tube, I believe, went down to the core. But I think I got stuck because every single tube had ghost matter in it. And so I couldn't enter it. And I didn't try to see if I could just fling past it or something. It's one of those, like, it does damage over time. I didn't try. So yeah, that's where I got to. Okay, I think it's time for me to get going. We've been going for about 3 hours, a little bit shorter than my normal stream length. Actually, for 2025, that's about average for my stream length. So we are gonna go find somebody to go raid.